going on, everybody? The Boxing Source checking in here. And I wanted to talk about this topic that came up earlier this week. And this is something that I did not expect at all. So they got this Inside the Ring show. They have it once a week and things like that. They talk about, some news that, comes over the wire and all the types of stuff there when it comes to boxing. But then there was one thing that was talked about, I think this was Monday, and it referred to, as I say, Emmanuel Dappy John Pacquiao. And they said that there is a possibility, yes, a possibility that Manny Pacquiao could be in a fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. So you mean to tell me that Manny Pacquiao, who had the fight with Mario Barrios in July, that fight ended in a draw. And going from rumors that, I've been told, multiple people have been told that Manny Pacquiao could be in line for another fight for another world title in the welterweight division, as we posted on the rumor mill on the website, theboxingsource.net, that you could have had Manny Pacquiao going up against, Rolly Romero, right? And that looked like it was kind of like in the works and potentially happening, as some thought that it would have happened for December. But no, it seems they're going to push it to January. But now, given a few things that have happened within the sport of boxing, some have said that maybe the thing as far as like Sebastian Fundora suffering the injury that scratched him out of the bout against Keith Thurman that was scheduled for October 25th, and that is going to be rescheduled, that kind of shifted things over. But now this thing here about Manny Pacquiao having a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., that, man, I am like really, really thrown off by that for multiple reasons. Reason number one, as I mentioned, you had Manny Pacquiao that looked like he was going to go for another world title fight there in the 147-pound division, this time against Rolando Rolly Romero, yes, the WBA welterweight champion, as, Rolly Romero was awarded the WBA championship after his win against Ryan Garcia back in May, right? And we haven't really heard nothing about no mandatory challengers there for Rolly Romero, even though they're supposed to be a mandatory for the WBA in that sense, right? But looks like, given, the status of Shakram Giasov as far as like his overall, name and notoriety and all that type of stuff, they're like, Shakram Giasov, I don't know about that. Manny Pacquiao, okay. So that's why that particular fight could have been in place for the first part of 2026. But now with this whole thing about Floyd Mayweather, that kind of throws a lot of things off on that end. But then on the other end, Floyd Mayweather, right? Wasn't Floyd Mayweather announcing that he was facing Mike Tyson? Like, wait a minute. So you would have had like Floyd be like, my thing is this. You see, I did what I did in the ring. I retired undefeated. You know, multi-division world champion. I'm TBE. And the other thing is that I've been doing these exhibitions. You see me in the ring in exhibitions. You see what I did to Tenshin. You see what I did to that other Paul guy. And I've been making money. I've been making lots of money. So you know what? What I was gonna do was I was gonna take it to the next level. I was gonna face Mike Tyson, and then you would have had like Mike Tyson, like, listen, man, listen. I did my thing, man. I'm the baddest man on the planet. Listen, I did my thing. You know, I told Cannabis, your job is to do nothing but eat MCs. Pause. For lunch. Pause again. Right. And after I told Cannabis, I did my thing too. You know, I did some exhibitions. I faced Roy Jones. I faced Roy Jones in 2020. That was like 1 million pay-per-views. And then, I came back to the ring again, and I faced Jake Paul last year. You saw what I did, but I had to hold back. I had to hold back there against Jake Paul. I wanted to knock him out, but I held back. Now this time, you got Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd. Listen, I ain't gonna hold back against you. I don't like you. So that was gonna be the whole thing, man. That was what was supposed to be built up. The two biggest superstars in boxing, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, and now you're saying that all of that is scrap, and that we could potentially have a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. No, what's going on here? So there's a lot to decipher when it comes to this particular news of potentially having a rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather that could be for 2026. I listen. As far as I know, checking the social media as far as like Floyd Mayweather is concerned, he still has the whole thing up about him facing Mike Tyson in an exhibition. So as far as like this, coming up, that is something that's like an absolute curveball and all types of things, man. So I like to know if there's going to be anything more to that, but share your thoughts on it. In reference to Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao potentially fighting each other, and then what would that mean for that exhibition that was scheduled, or at least on the docket for Floyd Mayweather to face Mike Tyson? Share your thoughts. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it here at the Boxing Source, and check you later. Peace out.